welcome to Weekly Profit Talk, where we sit down and we discuss the things that affect the bottom line of your medical private practice each and every week. We do this at Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Mountain Time. That is 7:30 on the West Coast and 10:30 on the East Coast. Good morning, and today's topic is From Reactive to Proactive. Transform your practice's finances. This has got to be something that you have spent at least some bandwidth on, certainly. And let's get into the sort of things that were concerning me when I thought to discuss this topic here. So just go ahead and pull up my little sheet. And here's the thing. You probably get sick and tired of doing things that basically aren't medicine. You're tired. Long hours caring for patients is what you actually went to school for, but you've got the financial fires that you're constantly stomping out as they spring up, surprise tax bills and cash flow crunches, that sort of thing. So what we want to discuss today is how to put yourself in a proactive driver's seat rather than reacting to all of the small hair fires that pop up. So reaction mode is costing you opportunities as well as money, as I say here. If you have yourself in a situation where you're not surprised in your medical practice, then you've got more bandwidth to put on your patients, spend that quality time with them, and strategic opportunities, staff morale. That's another one. Basically, as medical practitioners, I'm certain that you're familiar with the concept of homeostasis. If you're in a place where all is right with your world, this is going to basically reflect on the people that take their cues from you, your staff, as well as the patients. And so let's talk about 3 pillars of proactive practice finance. Predictive cash flow planning. If you can imagine a scenario-based forecasting that predicts your cash flow 90 days out, what would that look like to you? Does that sound like something I just said in a foreign language? Because if that's possible, then I need to also let you know that it is actually, in fact, possible. There are 21st century software tools when managed in the right hands with a good business advisor. We're actually able to get a grip on the way things look now and based on trends. And by scenario based, I mean, let's say, for example, you want to plug in hiring somebody or opening up a new procedure and introducing that into your billables. You can actually put these things into a model and turn out what could be potential cash flow effects of that. So imagine knowing what your cash flow is likely going to be like in the next 3 months. That would be a good feeling rather than going headlong down a hill on a toboggan with no steering control. You actually take the control back and steer the ship, so to speak. So strategic tax positioning. This is what we started our firm on, and it is one of the biggest expenses you have in a business. You make money, the federal government's going to want their cut. And if you're in one of the 41 states that have state income tax, you got to deal with them too. So actually positioning yourself so that you're prepared for taxes. I say here, looking forward to tax season. How do you do that? This is simple. Now, you can choose to treat taxes like a dreaded dental appointment. You go in once a year, they tell you need a root canal or some cavities filled or something else painful, maybe even an extraction. Or you can address your taxes on a month-to-month basis. And what I mean by that is actually putting money away out of your net income beyond what you're taking as reasonable compensation for estimated tax payments, which need to be made in April, June, September, and January. You are actually required to do this. Now, nobody's standing over you with a cattle prod and zapping you if you don't do it. What they do is just hit you in the wallet next year with underpayment penalties if you don't. But the other downside of that is, let's say you're going to owe $12,000 in taxes, which isn't That's probably about average, actually, for a semi-successful medical practitioner. If you come up on tax season and you're completely unprepared and that $12,000 tax bill hits you, it's going to piss you off. Okay. But the thing is, if you had paid $3,000 each quarter when tax season came and you're within $1,000 of your tax liability, then you're actually looking forward to your tax filing as a reconciliation of all the hard work you've done to tax plan throughout the year. So that's what we're talking about there. You should actually look forward to your Form 1040 filing because it's a measurement of your performance throughout the year, you and your spouse as well, whatever he or she does. So data-driven decision processes, and I guess I left the D-N off of that word, but when you have solid financial intelligence, you make solid decisions. And that's just kind of a no-brainer. From hiring to equipment purchases to expansion, if you've got good, solid data, then you're actually buying things based on factual information and not gut feeling. So that is a very good, as a matter of fact, that should be the way that you make your capital investment decisions. So let's see, I think we went backwards there, excuse me. So here's a reality check for you. You can continue to work in the reactive mode and enjoy the levels of stress that you're getting as a result of that. And I say that with the sarcasm laid on thick, or basically choose to do better for yourself as well as your practice. You don't necessarily have to be huge, as I'm saying here, to be bigger or smarter. The thing is about entrepreneurial success is it's not what you make, it's what you keep. And this sometimes is belied by, there's kind of a culture. I ask how much your business is making, and the tendency to think of it in gross revenue terms is very strong because that is the number that a lot of people are looking for when they ask that question. But at the end of the day, there's a thing called margins, and it's simply the division of the net income, or I would say the quotient of the net income divided by your gross revenue. So if your practice is taking in $2 million and you have net income of 200,000 after all expenses, then your margins are 10%. For example, and it's not what you make, it's what you keep. You see problems coming and adjust the course before hitting the rocks, as this says here. And it's, I think I had a ship sailing metaphor earlier. If you have the sort of predictive tools that we were talking about earlier, as well as good business advice. So let me share with you a little bit more on that too. If you have a complex medical condition come to you and it's outside of your specialty, you basically refer the patient to a specialist that's able to help them with that. If you choose to do your finances yourself, then you're basically running counter to your own best thinking. And there's a lot of danger in being your own bookkeeper. Now, granted, it's great to have control, but it's not what you're best at, and it's certainly not what you daydreamed of while you were in your pre-med courses. So if you could imagine having a financial expert who understands medical practice operations and provides real-time financial intelligence for better decisions and implements tax strategies that will save you thousands of dollars every year, that would be something that could help you, wouldn't it? Absolutely. So I just want to put out there for you that we're on one of three media here. If you're watching this live or in replay, we are on LinkedIn and YouTube as well as Facebook. And the thing that all three of those have in common is simply that they have a way to reply with comments. If you type something like help or more information in any one of those on any business day, we'll reply to you within 24 hours and we'll see what we can do to have a conversation. We have a two-step process, the first of which I like to call discovery. I learn a bit more about you, you learn a bit more about me and how this works. And we have that conversation. We're up to 45 minutes at no cost to you. So with that, let me leave that for you as food for thought, and leave you with our hope that you're having a great day, and you're enjoying the impending. Oh, that's right. This is the very last live of spring, and summer begins, I think, in 3 days or so. So, happy almost summer, everybody. And if you do have a chance, do something randomly kind for a stranger today. So, with that, so long, and we will see you next